Over 5,000 rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel. Israel declares a state of war. Now, Islamist militant group Hamas, which is based in Gaza, Palestine, has attacked Israel by sending dozens of gunmen into its territory. According to reports, Hamas has launched its biggest offensive against Israel in decades. Now, earlier, dozens of rockets were launched towards Israel, setting off air raid sirens across the country. According to the local media, the death toll from Hamas rocket fires has risen to 4 now. Now, Israeli air raids have hit the Gaza Strip in response, with the country declaring a state of war and saying that Israel will win the war. Now, gunmen have reportedly entered southern Israel and are currently at large. Over 5,000 rockets pierced the sky towards Israel as loud sirens blared across the country on this festive holiday morning, with the country's defense forces also alleged an infiltration by Hamas militants whom they consider terrorists. The paragliders were used in the attack and cars passing by were fired at on the roads. Visuals from Israel seem disturbing. I have my colleague
חמאס עשה טעות חמורה הבוקר, הוא פתח במלחמה כנגד מדינת ישראל. חיילי צה"ל נלחמים בכל נקודות החדירה כנגד האויב. אני קורא לאזרחים להישמע להוראות פיקוד העורף ולבצע אותם כלשונן. מדינת ישראל תנצח במלחמה הזאת.
That, of course, was the Israeli Defense Minister on his statement on what's happening in Gaza. And I have my colleague Ghazali joining us. Ghazali, take us through what's happening there. Of course, we're seeing Hamas strike over 5,000 rockets that are being sent into Israel.
Okay, so terrible situation in Israel. A terrible news broke in the morning when at least more than 50 Hamas terrorists have infiltrated into Israel by land, by sea and by air. We have seen those visuals at how through paragliders, Hamas terrorists landed in Israel, and then indiscriminate shooting has happened. Now, the most concerning part is that it's a kind of an intractable conflict between Israel and Palestine, that it stays lull for a moment, but then suddenly it erupts. And if you see the happenings, the incidents which are has been happening for the last 36 or 72 hours in Israel, it's a religious holiday which is going on there. Sukkot is going on. Today is Shabbat, the holy Saturday for the Jews there. And on this holiday, such an attack certainly plays with the psychology of the people there. And the major concerning reason for Israel right now is that the situation is still not clear, because reports are coming in that many Israelis have been taken hostage by those terrorists who landed in Israel in the morning, and they have been dragged towards the Gaza border or in the Gaza area. Also, there is one land border between Israel and the Gaza Strip, that is the Erez crossing. Reports are also coming that the attack has been so severe, the infiltration has been so severe that Erez crossing is now under the control of Hamas militants there. And the area around the Erez crossing, that Israel and Gaza's border, is called Sderot. That is the major point of attack today. The attack started happening. The residents have been asked to move into the shelter rooms and all, but the attack has now moved towards the southern part of the city. Multiple sounds of explosions. Videos are coming out of Hamas militants having captured Israeli army vehicle and they have brought it back into Gaza. We are also confirming, we are also hearing local reports from Gaza as well as from Israel that certain families have also been abducted by the Hamas militants who got into Israel today morning. Now, the bigger concern is that how long this stalemate situation could be, because in the many past incidents we have heard, because this has never happened in the last 50 years. The last such act of war or Israel went into war was in 2006 with Lebanon. And before that, it was the Six-Day War was in 1973 when Israel was attacked by the Arab countries. But in this particular situation, all these militants are confirmed to be affiliated with the Hamas as well as Al-Qassam Brigade and different other outfits, militant outfits which work and operate from the Gaza Strip. Israel has also retaliated with air strikes. But politically, the situation in Israel, we know that large-scale protests have been going on against the judicial overhaul. But despite that, a joint condemnation statement has come out from their parliament called Knesset. The opposition leaders have issued a statement that they will be a united front against these terror acts. Israel already has declared that it's an act of war. So the retaliation has also started happening, airstrikes in Gaza. But in all the major such escalations, whether it was in
Right.
2021 or even before that, in multiple such escalations, it's always been the other Arab countries, the neighboring Egypt, which strikes a truce between the two groups. So we'll have to see that how long this situation continues, because the major concern would be to identify that who all has been taken hostages, who all are alive, and in which territory they have been taken hostage. Because what we are hearing from the report says that Hamas militants are still in the Israeli territory. They have infiltrated into some compounds as well, housing societies as well. But
Right.
there are other reports which also confirm that many Israelis have also been taken hostage.